The talent that is here is incredible. Starting with Joe Buck, Don English, Tony King, Jerry Abbott. I mean, all of that core and Milt Palmer, that core just kept everything solid, and they were excellent photographers. They weren't out there just shooting pictures. They were telling a story. We all went and we all told a story. And the story was Las Vegas. How can we promote Las Vegas? And we did a heck of a job.
For 65 years, the Las Vegas News Bureau has captured the sights and sounds of the world's leading destination like no one else, and has played a unique role in marketing Las Vegas by documenting unforgettable moments on film. Founded in 1947 by the Las Vegas Chamber of Commerce, the News Bureau was the brainchild of Chamber President Maxwell Kelch. Kelch originally moved to Las Vegas to launch the Valley's first radio station and then headed the Chamber. He rallied business leaders to take the first real step to promote Las Vegas as a tourism destination after World War II. His idea was to treat Las Vegas like a product and advertise it. He has been called one of the founding fathers of Las Vegas tourism marketing. The News Bureau is a key component in the Chamber's promotional efforts. The Chamber's marketing budget was augmented by the live wires, Chamber members who contributed a portion of their gross receipts for marketing. The idea was a huge success and allowed the Chamber to hire the J. Walter Thompson Agency, one of the nation's largest advertising firms, and the legendary publicity agency, Steve Hannigan and Associates. It was the so-called Hannigan method that was adopted by the News Bureau and helped it become one of the most effective publicity machines of its time. The concept was called hometowning.
This was in the early days, before we had a wire transmitting machine and before we had as many hotels as we had. But the photographers, and I think we had 3 at that time, were given assignments to go to the hotels and see if they could find people that were enjoying themselves, either around the pool or we couldn't shoot in the casinos, but in the hotel or on the grounds or whatever. We were looking for a man and a wife, and the photographer would ask them where they are from. And we didn't want a picture of them if they were from Chicago or LA, because we knew the major metropolitan papers aren't going to publish a hometown shot. But Broken Elbow, Arkansas, or something like that, if we could find a couple like that, shoot a picture, smiles on their faces, we would shoot that film, process it, print it, send it with a caption about Mr. and Mrs. Joe Smith having a good time at the Frontier Hotel in Las Vegas. And because they were from a small town with a relatively small newspaper, the paper loved that picture and it published it. And that kind of publicity permeated itself throughout the relatively small markets that these newspapers distributed to. And that's what we called hometowning, because we were taking pictures and sending pictures to the hometown newspaper. And it worked very well.
In addition to the hometown images, the News Bureau photographed entertainers on stage and backstage, cheesecake, sporting events, and airport arrivals. Both candid shots and carefully choreographed images.
None of it just happened. It was all planned. From News Knob up at the test site to the Miss Atomic this or Miss National Pickle Week or whatever.
Miss Atomic Bomb, one of the News Bureau's most recognizable photographs, has been widely used.
In the early days, they also had help from entertainers. They were more than willing to come out, do some publicity shots with their name on the marquee, either jumping in the swimming pool or diving off the diving board, whatever it took to promote Las Vegas. And in those days, there was above ground testing, 100 miles from here, ground zero, and they would actually photograph, the News Bureau photographers would photograph the tests at the Nevada test site. But to publicize that, they would do publicity stunts, and they took a Copa girl from the Sands Hotel and put her in a bikini shaped like a mushroom cloud, and they took this picture. Another iconic image would be Elvis Presley and Liberace. They had a little get-together back in, I think it was at the Riviera, probably in Liberace, when he was in his dressing room when he was appearing there. And they had a get-together, and the press was invited in, and they switched costumes and they switched instruments. the floating craps game at the Sands. They took this, again, it was a great publicity stunt. They're always selling Las Vegas, and they took a crap table, cut off the legs, floated it in the Sands swimming pool, and Don English, one of the photographers at the News Bureau, took this picture, and it just so happened that as he took it, in the background, there was somebody doing a swan dive.
When I say we, Jim, I really mean the collective term, all of the hotel PR people and the News Bureau. It was a team, and we worked very, very closely together with one important point in mind, and that is to give people a reason to want to come to Las Vegas.
The News Bureau became a trusted resource to news media, not only by transmitting its photos to newspapers and magazines around the world, but also distributing press releases and executing publicity campaigns. In the early 1990s, the News Bureau was transferred from the Chamber to the Las Vegas Convention and Visitors Authority and continues to thrive as an integral part of its marketing efforts. Every day, News Bureau staff can be found at concerts, sporting and special events, red carpets, rooftops, and more, and transmitting these images across the globe to keep Las Vegas top of mind. While we work primarily with the news media, we share our collection of historical images with the public through exhibitions at locations throughout Las Vegas. Check our website, visit lasvegas.com, for a listing of our current exhibits.
You can hardly pick up a newspaper, a magazine, a television show that doesn't have some reference to Las Vegas. And I can feel a little bit of the credit for that on my shoulders because we laid the groundwork to make Las Vegas what it is today. And I dare say the smallest Eskimo village in northern Canada, the Eskimos know the words Las Vegas, as do people in Russia or the far islands of the South Pacific, because we did a good job.
Happy 65th, News Bureau!
Happy anniversary, News Bureau. You don't look a day older than Regis.
You don't look 65. You look great. I think that you've had Botox, yeah?
We have over 500 million employee national.